To the fate of three men who were convicted for the assassination of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. That will be decided in the Supreme Court today. The men had appealed for a commutation of their death sentences to life imprisonment on the grounds of a delay in deciding their earlier mercy pleas. The judgment will be delivered by a bench headed by Chief Justice P. Sathasivam. It had reserved its verdict on the pleas by Santhan, Murugan and Perarivalan earlier this month. The government, through Attorney General Vahanvati, has opposed the men's pleas. Vahanvati argued that it was not a fit case for commutation as there was no agony, torture or dehumanizing effect from the delay of their mercy petitions. The lawyer for the convicts, however, said that agony and torture isn't only physical. The police assumed significance after the Apex Court's landmark verdict last month, commuting death sentences of 15 convicts due to delays in carrying out their executions. Jaskirat Singh Bawa, our legal correspondent, is with us from outside the Supreme Court, where Justice Sathasivam is expected to deliver his verdict today. Jaskirat, what will be the legal options that Justice Sathasivam will weigh today?
Well, going by the precedent set by his own judgment of 21st January, which is hardly a month ago, where 15 death sentences were commuted, that would perhaps give an indication about what the Supreme Court feels about the delay in deciding on mercy petitions, as well as mental illness and, of course, other grounds which the Supreme Court had decided were grounds for commutation of death sentences. However, it's a wait and watch whether or not there are any fresh grounds, because the government insisted, via its Attorney General, that these prisoners, these convicts, were not really facing any mental torture or undergoing any stress or any extra punishment because of the delay, because they said that the delay was not inordinate. They also suggested via the Attorney General that the prisoners were actually having the time of their life while they were in prison, because they were indulging in extracurricular activities. They were exposed to very cultural events. They were participating in those cultural events, and that during the entire duration that first the initial Home Ministry and then later the President, the former President, were deciding on their mercy petition, they were actually engaging in a meaningful life within the confinements of their prison life. So those are some of the arguments presented by the Attorney General. So it's a wait and watch whether or not the Chief Justice buys into those arguments and agrees with the government, or maintains the consistency with the judgment given last month and actually commutes with that sentence.
Jaskirat, stay with us. Joginder Singh, a former director of the CBI, is live with us from Delhi. Mr. Singh, one of the things that the judge will have to weigh is the fact that these men were involved in the assassination of a Prime Minister. Certainly a rarest of rare case.
I agree with you, but the fact remains here. The judgment was given in 1997, convicting them here. And from 97 to 2014, 17 years have passed. There are 5 Prime Ministers. Mr. Devegowda, Mr. Gujral, Mr. Vajpayee, Manmohan Singh, two terms if you consider him one Prime Minister, then 4, otherwise 5. Now, what the hell were they doing? After all, if a former Prime Minister of the country is killed and he is not going to be hanged after a due process of law, what is this fun of mercy petition? Because simply DMK was their partner, so they thought they will get an ad, they will leave. In any case, they left it here. I mean, the government has lost all guts to take bold decision. What is the message it sends to the countryman? That you're going to go and kill anybody and live for 22 years. You have a case of Naina Sani, who burnt his wife alive by cutting her into pieces, and he's committed to life imprisonment here.
Mr. Singh, I
can't say anything about the courts here. But I only want to say this is a fit case. Whatever be the ruling of the Supreme Court, that will have to be accepted here, where they should be hanged as soon as the decision is there. Government should not wait for a day. What the hell were they doing? Were they waiting for auspicious season to come, stars to come? It is, if government has to be faulted with for this thing, not the Supreme Court.
All right, Mr. Singh, we appreciate you sharing your thoughts. We're unfortunately completely out of time. Also, thanks to Jaskirat Singh Bawa, we'll be tracking that verdict from you in the hours to come.